the importance of lifelong learning in a fast changing world. Are you ready for questions I give answer? You give me.
All right. Sounds like a plan. I'm ready when you are. Hit me with it.
What is lifelong learning?
Hmm. I mean, right. Gotcha. Lifelong learning is basically the idea that you don't just stop learning once you graduate or get a job. It's kind of like mm, keeping your brain in gear for your whole life, just staying curious and picking up new skills as the world changes. Make sense? Cool. You got another one for me, or you want to dive deeper into that?
Why is lifelong learning important in today's world?
Honestly, because everything is moving so fast. I mean, look at tech. Stuff that was cutting edge 2 years ago is already old news. If you aren't constantly updating your software, so to speak, you just get left behind. Keeps you relevant.
How does lifelong learning help in career growth?
It basically makes you
जी,
indispensable when you're the
जी वालेकुम सलाम।
person who's always learning. Ah, thanks. So yeah,
चलो ठीक है।
like I was saying, being
ओके
the
आ जाए आप।
sorry. All right, have a good one. See ya.
Yes, the
Bye.
can life can
Later.
lifelong learning improve personal development?
Oh, for sure. It's not just about the job stuff. It's kind of like it keeps you from getting stuck in your ways. Learning new things, especially stuff outside your comfort zone, just makes you more open-minded and honestly more confident. It's a huge boost for the ego in a good way.
What are some examples of lifelong learning?
It could be anything really, like taking an online course to learn a new language, or maybe just reading a bunch of books on a topic you're curious about. Even just teaching yourself how to use a new piece of tech, or picking up a hobby like gardening. Anything that keeps you curious.
How does technology support lifelong learning?
It's kind of a game changer, honestly. I mean, you've got the entire world's knowledge in your pocket. You're the maker. Between YouTube tutorials, podcasts, and AI tools, which you're already into, the barrier to entry is basically gone. You don't need a classroom to master something anymore.
Okay, what challenges can stop people from learning continuously?
The biggest one is probably just time. Life gets in the way. Uh, then there's the mental block, like feeling like you're too old to learn something new, or just being intimidated by how complex stuff is. It's kind of like a fear of looking like a beginner again.
How can a student develop a habit of lifelong learning?
Um, I think it starts with just staying curious. Instead of only studying for the grade, they should find stuff they're actually obsessed with. Also, just setting aside a tiny bit of time every day, like even 15 minutes, to read or explore something random. It's all about making it a vibe, not a chore.
Why is adaptability important in a fast changing world?
Because if you're rigid, you just break. It's kind of like being a reed in the wind instead of a oak tree. You can pivot when things shift. You don't just survive the change, you actually find a way to use it to your advantage. It's basically a survival skill now.
How does lifelong learning build confidence?
It's that feeling when you finally get something that used to confuse you. Like once you realize you're capable of mastering a new skill from scratch, you start trusting yourself more in other areas too. It's kind of like proving to yourself that you can handle whatever comes next.
What role do teachers play in promoting lifelong learning?
I think the best teachers aren't the ones who just dump information into your head, but the ones who actually teach you how to learn. They're like the spark. If they can make a student genuinely curious, then that kid's going to keep searching for answers long after they leave the classroom.
Can life learning help society?
Definitely. I mean, when people keep learning, they tend to be more empathetic and less likely to just stick to one narrow way of thinking. Kind of opens up the conversation, you know? A society of curious people is usually way more innovative and honestly just a lot more tolerant.
How does lifelong learning encourage innovation?
It's all about connecting the dots. When you learn stuff from different fields, like combining art with tech or psychology with business, you start seeing solutions that people who only know one thing totally miss. Innovation is usually just, taking two unrelated ideas and smashing them together.
What is the connection between lifelong learning and success?
I think it's more of a fuel than a guarantee. Success isn't just about what you know right now, it's about how fast you can learn the next thing. People who stay curious usually find more opportunities because they're actually prepared when a new door opens. It's kind of like staying agile.
Okay.
So, was that the last one on your list, or you got
No,
more?
no, no. We have time. So I am asking, why do companies value employee who keep learning?
Because it saves them the trouble of having to constantly replace people. If an employee is updating themselves, the company doesn't have to spend a ton of money on retraining or hiring someone new every time the industry shifts. Plus, those people usually bring fresh ideas to the table. It's just better for the bottom line.
How can lifelong learning help people face uncertainty?
Hmm. It's kind of like having a toolkit that never stops growing. Things get unpredictable and the ground shifts, you don't panic as much because you know you have the ability to figure it out. It turns uncertainty from something scary into,
Uncertainty.
well,
Uncertainty.
right, uncertainty. It basically turns that feeling of I have no idea what's happening into I don't know yet, but I can find out. It gives you a sense of control. When you're a lifelong learner, you trust your process more than the circumstances.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay. How
You
can
still got more questions, or we?
Yes, yes, yes. Why you are
Okay,
why
go ahead.
today learning, living? What is the role of curiosity in lifelong learning?
Curiosity is basically the engine, right? Without it, learning just feels like a chore or a school assignment. But when you're actually curious, you're not studying, you're just exploring. It's what keeps you going when the topic gets hard because you actually care about the answer.
Yes.
Exactly. It's the difference between having to do something and actually wanting to. You still got more in your mind, or are we wrapping this up?
How can lifelong learning improve communication skill?
It's mostly because you've got more to talk about, but also you get better at listening. When you're used to being a student and learning new perspectives, you're more open to how other people think. It's kind of like expanding your vocabulary for how to actually relate to people.
Can lifelong learning reduce fear of change?
Yeah. Oh, totally. Change is usually scary because it's unknown, right? But when you're constantly learning, the unknown becomes your playground. You get used to the feeling of not knowing something and then figuring it out. So when a big change hits, it's just another project to tackle.
Why is digital learning becoming more popular?
I mean, it's just way more convenient. You don't have to commute to some building at 8 a.m. and sit in a hard plastic chair. You can learn whatever you want, whenever you want, in your pajamas if you feel like it. It's basically democratized knowledge. Anyone with a connection can get in
Yes.
on it, right? It's just way more accessible. You want more, or we've hit the limit?
Okay. What skills are most important in a fast changing world?
I'd say critical thinking and um, adaptability.
Hmm.
Being able to filter through all the noise and figure out what's actually true is huge. But honestly, the most
Yes.
important skill is just knowing how to learn. If you've got that, you can pick up whatever technical skill becomes the next big thing.
How can parents encourage lifelong learning in a children?
I think the biggest thing is to stop focusing on the right answer and start praising the curiosity. Like
Mhm.
instead of just giving them the answer, ask them, I wonder why that happens, and figure it out together. It shows them that not knowing something isn't a failure, it's just the start of a search.
Okay, we'll be connected in the next new topic. So we are leaving now. Okay, very thankful to you.
No problem at all. It was a good chat. I'll catch you next time for the new topic. Have a good one.